The Prague Spring was a period of political liberalization in Czechoslovakia that took place in 1968. It was initiated by Alexander Dubček, the newly elected leader of the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia, who sought to implement a series of reforms aimed at creating socialism with a human face and increasing political and personal freedoms within the country. Under Dubček's leadership, the Prague Spring witnessed a wave of political, economic, and social changes. The reforms aimed to decentralize political power, introduce elements of democratic socialism, and promote greater cultural and intellectual freedom. Dubček's vision sought to create a more open society where citizens could freely express their opinions, engage in political debate, and participate in decision-making processes. These reforms, however, were met with resistance from conservative elements within the Communist Party and from the Soviet Union, which viewed the developments in Czechoslovakia as a threat to its control over the Eastern Bloc. In August 1968, the Soviet Union, along with other Warsaw Pact countries, launched a military intervention known as the Warsaw Pact invasion. Soviet tanks rolled into Czechoslovakia, and the reforms and aspirations of the Prague Spring were forcefully suppressed. The Prague Spring came to an abrupt end as the Soviet Union reasserted control over Czechoslovakia. The invasion led to a period of political repression, censorship, and the removal of reformist leaders from power. Many individuals associated with the Prague Spring were purged from the Communist Party, arrested, or forced into exile. The Prague Spring had a profound impact both domestically and internationally. Domestically, it shattered the hopes and aspirations of those who sought greater political and personal freedoms. The period of repression that followed left a lasting impact on Czechoslovakia, fostering a sense of disillusionment and resistance against Soviet domination. Internationally, the events of the Prague Spring captivated the world's attention and exposed the deep divisions within the Eastern Bloc. It sparked international condemnation of the Soviet intervention and led to a re-evaluation of policies towards the Soviet Union among Western countries. The Prague Spring inspired movements for political reform and social change in other communist countries, highlighting the desire for greater freedom and self-determination. Despite its suppression, the Prague Spring remains a symbol of resilience, courage, and the universal yearning for freedom. It represents a brief moment in history when the people of Czechoslovakia dared to challenge the status quo and strive for a more open and democratic society. The legacy of the Prague Spring serves as a reminder of the importance of safeguarding individual liberties and the ongoing struggle for political and personal freedoms.